going on, dudes and dudettes? So yes, Duke the other day did beat Bucknell 90-60 at home, so it was a nice get-right game. I think even Mark Mitchell, when he came back, had 30 points, which is pretty cool. Jared McCain, the star freshman, ended up having 17 points and 10 rebounds as well, so he was a nice, good kick for them as well during the whole game, so that was pretty cool to see. Other than that, I think they get LaSalle tonight, so it should be a pretty easy matchup for them also. But I think, as I talked about USC having like the number 12 recruiting class in the early 2024 signing period, I believe Duke now has the number 1 class, obviously, because of not only how many guys they signed, but how many guys like in the top 20 freaking signed with them. Obviously, Cooper Flagg leading the way. That's obviously cool to see. And I think even when that new AP poll came out on Sunday, they're still ranked around the number 9 area, which is kind of surprising just because they won both games, especially against excuse me, a ranked team in Michigan State. But whatever, I'm sure at some point they're going to be playing a pretty good matchup pretty soon. I think they get Arkansas as well and Baylor too up there in New York, so that should be pretty interesting. Hopefully they do good in those games. But yeah, definitely looking forward to seeing the rest of the season's going to look like for the men's basketball team. And yeah, sadly on Saturday, the Duke men's football team did lose to Virginia 27-30. That was kind of weird up and down game. Sometimes they had a lead, sometimes they gave it up. So it was just tough, and sadly they did lose. I think they still get one more game this weekend, so hopefully they can get up to 7 wins, I believe. And yeah, just hoping for the best because they're still running with their third-string quarterback out there. And then one of their top older offensive lineman, I believe his name was Graham Barton. He recently accepted an invitation to the Recess Senior Bowl, so that's pretty good for him. Obviously, get more scouts and eyes on him when he's heading towards the NFL draft coming up soon in a couple months, so good luck to him. And then On3 had a ranking of their top 10 quarterbacks in the class of 2024, and it was nice to see the 4-star quarterback Tyler Cherry, who is not recently, but for the past couple months, has been committed to Duke, and he's on that list. So that's obviously nice, and they're going to get some more talent. And even this guy that they have right now, who's their third-string freshman, is looking pretty good also. So if Riley Leonard doesn't come back, then I think they'll do just fine. And like I said, hopefully Mike Elko does end up coming back. He did make some recent statements saying that, you know, the transfer portal and NIL is going to get pretty crazy in the next couple of weeks or so, and it sucks for him at his disadvantage because, yeah, Duke is a very prestigious school, but I don't think they're going to really spend as much money on the football team compared to the basketball team. But as long as he keeps winning and he sticks around, maybe they will. So we'll just have to wait and see about that. And yes, sadly, the Chargers did lose 20-23. Had a chance to win it. I think it was like a 3rd or 4th down play. They threw the ball to their first-round pick rookie Quentin Johnston, and of course he bobbles the ball and doesn't complete the catch, and they're not able to really get another chance at it, which sucked. But yeah, they took the lead late, and even Keenan Allen had some weird drops. A lot of the other players had some weird drops as well, and they missed. Instead of scoring touchdowns, they kind of just did more field goals, and that kind of bit them in the end because it was them trying to chase the lead from Green Bay compared to the other way around. So tough loss. Brandon Staley and Tom Telesco are still general manager and coach, so we'll see what ends up happening towards the rest of the season. But yeah, it was a pretty big loss because early in that first quarter, I believe Joey Bosa, their star edge player, ended up going down with some type of foot or ankle type of lower leg injury. And they haven't really said anything, but it seemed like everybody, whenever they talked about him later that Sunday, said it was like not only a season-ending injury, but like a career-ending injury, which is freaking crazy. Obviously, like, you love Bosa. He was a 3rd overall pick for the Chargers when he came out of Ohio State, but yeah, it's just been a lot of injury history, and they still gave him a pretty big contract, and I don't know. If he does end up somehow becoming healthy again, I think you probably do have to finally trade him, whether it's to his brother or somewhere closer out to home in Ohio. But yeah, either way, it's a tough situation overall, and I think there was another injury. The other linebacker, Tanner Muse, that they recently signed, is being placed on injured reserve. So they're officially signing Blake Lynch, the linebacker they signed to the practice squad, up to the active roster, and I believe they're signing an outside linebacker and Ty Shelby to their practice squad now. So we'll see. A lot of it's still with Lynch and Shelby. They're guys that have been in the system with the practice squad and still not making the roster. So it's just kind of weird that they still bring these guys in when there's still other guys out there. And another big-time linebacker was just recently released. I think it was Shaq Leonard from the Colts, surprisingly. So I don't know if something crazy off the field happened or he just is fed up and wants to go somewhere else, because you don't really let that type of player go without any compensation. So we'll follow that with great interest. And then the Anaheim Ducks, yes, they're on a 2-game losing streak as well. I think they recently lost to the Nashville Predators 1-2. And then the St. Louis Blues 1-3. They're definitely feeling the blues after that. But yeah, either way, you try to get back on track. They at least scored a goal in those games. So hopefully they'll be able to be more competitive down the stretch the next couple of weeks. And then, yes, the Lakers had a couple of nice wins recently, especially an in-season tournament victory against the Portland Trailblazers the other day, 107-95. LeBron James had 35 points, 9 assists, and 5 rebounds. And speaking of that in-season tournament, they are 3-0, and I believe they play tonight. I forget who the opponent is, but I think it might be Utah. I could be wrong. But if they win this, they're pretty much going to win this in-season tournament, at least for their bracket. And then they're going to eventually end up playing some of those other teams later at some point. I don't know how that really works, because if those players that advance aren't on part of the schedule, so I don't know how that works out. And they said they're only going to play one extra game, which is the supposed championship game of that tournament. So I don't know. Like I said, it's pretty confusing, but we'll just let it play out, see what happens. And they're already leading in both like the record, win differential, and point differential, something like that. So it's pretty easy for them to still get in, even if they barely lose tonight. But they did play the other day as well and beat the Rockets barely, 105-104 at home. LeBron James, of course, had 37 points, 8 rebounds, and he recently was put in the number 8 steals all-time list in NBA history, so that's pretty good for him, I guess. And yeah, it's just crazy. Like, obviously, I'm not that mad that LeBron is playing like this, because the Lakers are winning when he's doing it, and it's helping out my fantasy basketball team. But I don't know, it just feels like him playing so much early, and then he's going to miss some time at some point with a dumb injury that comes up, and then it's going to take him a while to ramp up again for the playoffs. So just hoping for the best, and hopefully he doesn't really push himself to the limit. But yeah, like I said, hoping for the best. We'll see how they do tonight. And yeah, a couple of teams on tonight. That's why I decided to do the video now, because then there'll just be too much stuff to talk about next couple of days. So yeah, there's already some stuff, some USC stuff happening. So I'll put that in another video. Maybe that might go up tomorrow or Thursday on Thanksgiving, so you never know. But yeah, wait and see. Thanks for watching, people. Like and subscribe. Comment down below. Let me know what y'all think. Have a great rest of your day. Bye.